Why don't you recap real quick a little bit of what you saw from the Bloodborne Alpha, just because we didn't have many people in here.
Okay, yeah. So there is some Bloodborne Alpha footage out there right now. The game is definitely a lot faster than Dark Souls was. That said, it's still very similar to Souls. If you've played any of them in the past, you still get like messages on the floor, except they look kind of cooler. Instead of like some glowy scribble, it's like skeletons popping out of the ground.
It's
like,
PS4 next gen.
It's next gen messages with like skeletons popping out of the ground, holding up a sign for you, and then you can like read that. And yeah, it's brutal and really dark. Like and really gothic.
Yeah, definitely looks gothic. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm still excited.
I'm kind of like a little intimidated by it. Just the atmosphere alone, not just like the difficulty and challenge, but just like it looks so dark and scary that I'm a little intimidated by it. But I think I really do think I will get this. I want to try out a Souls game for the first time, all the way through. Do it to it. Maybe by then you'll have a PS4. Maybe we could do some co-op.
I'd love that.
That'd be pretty cool.
That was the big thing that definitely struck me as, okay, the same guys are working on this, because you do have the interactivity between worlds.
Sure.
And you do see like gray spirits walking around, which are other people playing the game in like the same area of you. They popped up now and then in the demo. So
it's funny we got Spike in here saying the Evil Within Twitch sucked. We're going to be talking about the Evil Within a bunch tonight because it comes out on Tuesday, so we figure that's a good opportunity to do a Wild Game Appears, spoiler alert. So we'll be going into the Evil Within a good bit earlier, and if anybody has played it by chance, I don't know, or watched Twitch stream, you can maybe call in and we can talk about it. Kristen and I saw Gone Girl yesterday.
Yeah. How was it?
It was very, very good. She read the book.
And I read the
best.
It was, I mean, it's Fincher. And I will see any Fincher movie for the direction and cinematography alone, not to mention Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross's score, which is always amazing. Ever since Social Network, it seems to be the thing now. Social Network, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, now Gone Girl, all using those composers, which I love. But the movie just is so stylish, and from the very beginning, I'm just like, I love every shot. I'm like admiring the atmosphere. Yeah, just for sure. But more than that, I mean, it really was a good story, and I was able to keep out of the know. I kept telling Kristen not to spoil things, especially the ending, which was, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
I need to see this.
You need to see.
I read the books and I loved it.
Oh, you read the book too?
Yeah, it was really good. I'm really torn because, crap, who's the lead in the movie again?
Well, yeah, Ben Affleck as
I was really liking Ben Affleck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, cool, Gone Girl. This looks really good. He looks pretty good as Batman. And then he said like, then he had like a really douchey interview on Bill Maher, and I'm just like, I fucking hate you again now.
Oh no,
I'll still say Gone Girl because I guarantee it'll. I'm so excited.
How did you feel about the girl who played Amy?
I thought she was really pretty.
You thought she was really pretty, and did she kind of fit the character from the book?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't talk much about this movie. That's the thing it would spoil it to talk about almost any of it. But it really was great. See Gone Girl. It's got great word of mouth. It had the #1 box office for 2 weeks in a row now. Beat out Dracula this weekend.
And very similar to the book.
I don't think it would be difficult to beat out Dracula.
You know what? Dracula did a little better than I think people were expecting, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it had a pretty low budget, considering the kind of box office feel that it has. But it still had a pretty low budget.
The guy destroys an army by turning into a bunch of bats.
I know, and you would think that would mean
that low budget?
Yeah. It supposedly didn't have a very bloated budget.
The bats were all on string.
Yes. But something I really wanted to talk about, I thought was quite amusing, was...
It wasn't amusing.
Okay, well, no, that wasn't amusing. I'm going to go before that. That's later.
Okay.
Before, on the ride home from the movie theater, we passed by a skunk smell, but this skunk must have died within 20 feet of the road. So we just both go, oh my God, this is terrible. And then, Kristen, tell them what you said.
I pretty much just said that, I like the smell of skunk. Not like...
What?
Yes, that was my reaction. And she's like, I don't like it when it's this close, but if it's far away, I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice, skunk.
Not that and I also said, not that I would use it as an air freshener.
They're saying the broadcast has been stopped.
Okay.
That's odd.
Everybody saying that?
Yeah, we got several people saying that right now.
Okay. Anybody? Can you see us right now? I don't know what's going on. Let me go on Twitch myself real quick.
Right in the middle of my skunk story.
Right in the middle of our skunk story. No, I think we're live. According to my Twitch, we're live.
Okay.
Right now, I don't know what's going on. I don't know, guys. It says we're live, and it's showing on my computer, so typically...
Someone said it's back on.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Welcome back!
Just kidding. Let's get into games.
Yes, I'm getting a little nervous now.
Kristen likes skunks
Kristen
now.
likes skunks, though.
Not overwhelming skunk, not as an air freshener, but I don't mind the faint smell of skunk in the breeze.
A hint of like, oh, there was a skunk around here.
Yeah, it doesn't smell that bad. And then I also said that people do like the smell of gasoline. So
I thought that was different, though, because skunk has literally evolved to become... That's its thing. Like, it's stinky. You know, that's its point in life. Gasoline, I don't know. But yes, moving on. We can talk about the other story later. I do want to share that. But
okay.
we should probably get on games.
That was a better story, though.
Okay. South Park. I finally beat it. You know, the game I started like months and months ago and should have beaten way back. Finally went to it on, I think, Friday night. And I was like, I'm beating this game finally. And... man, was the ending just hilarious. They just saved the very best moment for the end where you actually go inside of Mr. Slave's ass and search for the nuke and have to disarm it using abortion knowledge.
Oh my god, just stop talking.
Amazing. Just an amazing ending. Just Oscar-worthy, really.
They are awful people.
It was just the best. It really was. So I'm so happy I finished that game, and it's one of my favorite games this year, if not my favorite game this year so far. That came out in March, I think. So yeah, that's on the top of my list right now. You played Wasteland a little bit more. How's that going?
There's still some, I guess, optimization issues. So, like, sometimes we'll get graphics tearing, and then the game will crash. Story-wise, I like the game. It's huge, and I'm like, it's like, oh, cool, I'm getting to the end of, like, this section, and it's like, just kidding, you're halfway through the game, maybe. There's a lot more left to it. And the really big thing I like about it is... your decisions matter.
Okay.
So you can choose, and I apparently totally missed this because I had read about it after the fact. Like, I had gone into a new town in, like, a new area, and it was like, okay, I see a guy execute a person right in front of the entrance. Well, it's clearly these guys are evil, and I'm going to murder them all. And that's exactly what I did. And not realizing, like, hey, you can, like, pay the fee to get into the town, become friends with people, do a whole bunch of quests, get a whole bunch of shit, and then destroy them from the inside.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, oh, I missed all of that because I decided to kill them first.
And then did you feel bad about that?
I'm like, I didn't kill the bad guys right away. Crap, I missed something. So I'm being a lot more methodical from then on and going through to a section and you get to a new town and it's like, okay, well, let me talk to people, let me see what I can do to move the story along, and I now resort to killing somebody as, like, the last resort. It's like, clearly, this is what I have to do now at this point. It's like, okay, I have to murder you. I'm not sorry.
This game's still in, like, alpha or something like that, right? Or like
no, it's released.
Oh, it's released, and it's still that buggy?
It's released, and I'm still getting optimization issues. So I would honestly say I want to like it. I want to like it, but I wouldn't say, like, buy it yet. Okay. Honestly,
I thought with all that,
I like clean things up. It was through a Kickstarter. Yeah. Smaller budget. They developed it over like 2 years, and they honestly only did like a QA testing for the first half of the game. So the entire second half of the game is where it's gotten like buggy. Okay. And where I'm having issues. So I imagine that within the next few months they'll probably have it fixed. So.
Well, Mark is talking about Wasteland 2, I think, right? This is the second one?
Yeah.
So that I thought it was early access, that's why it was buggy, but no, the game's actually full retail release now, or whatever you want to call it. So, so hopefully they improve on the optimization in the future.
They've released a few updates so far. They're pretty well aware of what's going on in the issues. There's a couple buggy quests too, so...
Cam Jersey says, do you all live together? Nope. Kristen and I do.
I don't.
No, he does not.
We are husband and wife.
Yes, and this is our home. This is our new home, actually.
I am not that weird guy.
No, not at all. But if you ever need a place to stay, Mark, you're welcome here.
Kristen's going to hate you for saying that.
It's big enough that I feel like I wouldn't care if someone else stayed over.
Yeah.
What animal sprayed you before?
Sprayed me?
Wasn't there like an animal that sprayed you at the zoo? When you were younger?
Not that I remember. I don't remember this story.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. I would remember that, I hope.
No, so your mom said something sprayed you, right?
Maybe I was too young to remember it then. I don't know.
Or maybe I think her and your dad were at the zoo and they...
Oh, I think it was like one of those like yaks that spit or something like that.
Oh.
Spit in my dad's face.
Or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
That wasn't me.